Before we get too far into this upcoming season, let's revisit last season and one of our favorite players. And uh, let's just say that his dad is one of our favorite people ever. Nice to have some fan interaction with parents of some of these guys in the past, too. So uh, let's go to our interview we had with Rasmus Ekstrom.
All right, guys. Today we are thrilled to have a very special guest. Selected in the second round, 66th overall in the 2023 CHL Import Draft, over 2 seasons and 102 regular season games in a Chiefs jersey. Rasmus Ekstrom, thanks for joining us, man. How you doing
Thanks,
today?
Ras.
Thanks for letting me on here. I'm good. I'm good. How are you guys?
Hey, we're doing
Good.
great. Happy
What's the
to.
weather like there?
Uh, Now it's getting kind of getting colder here.
I was wondering, I see you have long sleeves on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Especially at night, it's getting pretty cold, so you gotta have long sleeve and
Yeah.
pants for sure.
yeah. When do you plan on coming back over to the States?
Uh, in the end of September, so
Okay.
Nice.
still doing the visa stuff here, and yeah, waiting to
Yeah,
get there. So yeah.
right on. Okay.
You have to
Uh,
do that every year?
Yeah, it seems like that because I don't know now because it's a new team and stuff. They
Right.
need to put me on their P1 and stuff. So I don't really know how
Nice.
it works, but yeah.
Right
Nice.
on, right on. Well, I guess we could start from the beginning. From when you were drafted by the Chiefs. What was it like finding out you'd be coming over to play in Spokane?
Man, I actually first of all I had no clue that I got drafted. I just got a message from my agent told me I got drafted, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then send me all this information and stuff, and yeah, I didn't really know anything about the Spokane or the dub, so just looked that up. But had a couple calls with the manager and stuff, and sounds really interesting. But uh, that before that, I just signed the first pro contract back here, so I was like, that was my goal all the time. But then after just a month or two in the season, I felt like I gotta take this chance and. Spokane was still on me, wanted me to come over, so I was like, why not? Well, I can always come back home. So I was like, yeah, let's do
Nice.
this. And yeah,
Well, we're definitely glad you did.
yeah,
Yeah,
me
for
too, man.
sure. What was your biggest adjustment coming from playing over there over here? Was it like the rink size, or is it just like the different style of play, or
Um, I don't think the rink was difficult for me. I just think how we play. Like it's two different kind of hockey. Like Sweden is so much more standing up and pass the puck and and when I got here it's just everything forward north and shoot the puck and like score goals. That's the point here. So,
yeah?
and I mean, I like that a lot more. It's more fun. It's more happens, more stuff. It goes faster. It's my type of hockey, I think.
Do you think that playing in in the WHL kind of helped guide you to signing your first pro deal?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I want after these 2 seasons in Spokane make me realize I want to play overseas. And do as best as I can over there. So, I mean, yeah, for sure.
Diving into like your time as a Chief, like do you have like a favorite memory of playing the last 2 seasons? Like what sticks out to you?
I have a lot of good memories. I don't know. It's gotta be, I would say second year, when I scored the first home opener.
Hmm.
That was pretty cool moment. Just a lot of fans and pretty special. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going to the final this year. It was pretty big too. You
Yeah,
know, it's a lot of good things happened this year. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think the for me the goal that you scored in I think it was game two against Victoria in double
Yes.
overtime
Yeah, that was
on the power
pretty
play
sweet too.
that was the arena was electric that night.
Yeah,
That's got to be one for me for sure.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, I never celebrated a goal, and then I did like three different styles of that, and everyone was pointing out. So yeah, that's probably one of the best ones too.
yeah, that's one that definitely sticks out to me. Um, how is I've always been curious about this. How is the playoff intensity compared to the regular season, like on the ice?
It's two different things. I would say it's you can feel like just everything is just speed, the emotions, like everything is just different. It's like now it's like really on. You gotta be on everything. One little extra second thinking you're gone. Like you gotta be fast and do first thing comes to mind for sure.
Say having the leadership group that you guys had in that room probably helped a ton with that too. I mean, obviously we were a very young team last year, but ended up bringing in a couple of experienced guys early in the year, and then adding Andrew Crystal at the deadline too. Obviously helped a ton there. A guy with tons of skill and tons of playoff experience up in Kelowna. So I'm sure those voices were really kind of leading the charge with the young guys, yourself included. I mean, you had the A on your jersey all year as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we had a really special group this year. A lot of, like you said, a lot of young guys, but I think everyone stepped up and did what they could at the best. And I mean, it was a close group, and that makes it far. And we saw that this year, so for sure.
Yeah. Uh, Dad, you got anything?
What are you looking forward to the most this year?
Uh, I'm just excited to start pro and see how I'm gonna do this year,
Yeah.
how the hockey is, how everything's working. I'm just excited to see and want to take as big steps as I can and just do a good season and yeah, keep going.
Did you get told what they're expecting for you this year at all over the summer? Did they keep in contact with you a lot?
Yeah, we talked a lot. I mean, they what can I say? They're looking forward to have me there, and they're excited, and I'm gonna have a good role and play what I need to play, and yeah, hopefully I can take big steps, and yeah,
Yeah, nice. Well, we're looking forward to it. We had the pleasure of getting to know your dad pretty well last year too. He
yeah,
texted with us a lot and
yeah,
would before and during Chiefs games. It was kind of nice too. So we enjoyed talking to your dad too.
yeah, yeah. He's fun.
I'm actually
I,
I'm actually having a hot dog right now in his honor.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him after this.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, I was gonna say like the fans definitely loved getting to know him, and he's definitely a character that everybody just enjoyed talking to. And did you ever have to like kind of tell him to tone it down, or did you just like let him roll with it?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm telling him to tone it down, but I can't say anything. I really say anything. He's like that, and it's
Yeah,
fun.
he's definitely become kind of an online legend in the last
Oh
couple of
yeah,
years with the Chiefs fans for sure.
yeah,
Um, he's a knowledgeable guy too. Like he obviously knows hockey very well, and he's passionate about it. So that I think that's pretty cool, and that's what makes it a little bit more special.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Um, when you were in Spokane, like hockey aside, like what was like your favorite part of like the city?
Oh, um, I don't really know. I didn't really think about them too much. I was just there for the hockey, and outside that, I didn't really do much. But I mean, it's a nice city, not too big, and yeah, I don't know.
And you
Yeah,
haven't had a lot of time to think about anything other than hockey because the Chiefs had a pretty deep playoff run last year too, and now it's just starting up again. You haven't had time to think about much of anything else,
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's crazy to think back. I was there like I've been in the Chiefs for 2 weeks or last year
right?
right now, and I'm still back home. And
Right.
it's like everything
When will
goes
you
so
start
fast.
back up over there? When does the season start there?
Um, First game is October 14, but camp is 28 or start
Nice.
September.
So just a couple more weeks. Good.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
um, growing up like over there, what were there any like role models that you like kind of modeled your game after?
Not really. When I was younger, I always like we have a team here in
Mhm.
Stockholm that I support or like, and just couple players there that I like, but nothing special in the NHL or something. I just everyone say OV and stuff when you're young is pretty cool, but I don't really have a player looking up to be honest.
I was gonna say, like, when we talk to Canadian-born guys, their guys always Sidney Crosby or it's McDavid now or stuff like
Yeah,
that. But I was just curious if it was anybody, somebody over in Sweden that like the Sedins maybe or something. But yeah, no, just interesting. That's very interesting.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've always told your dad that you have your shot is a pro shot.
Yes.
Like I
Thank you.
think it comes off the stick so quick. And I'm sure that that's something that Rapid City noticed too. How did that like whole deal come together? Did they reach out did you have any other teams reaching out?
So it's just me and my agents trying to find stuff and looking what could be the best for me, and then Rapid City came up and it sounded pretty good to me, and I'm excited for this opportunity. So yeah,
Yeah.
Could,
Uh,
yeah,
what are you like most excited about making the jump from junior to pro hockey? Like is getting to see like different cities or is playing in like a higher level?
yeah. Playing at a higher level, playing against older guys than me, and like more physical, probably stronger than me, and yeah, I see how I can do in pro. I think I do pretty good in pro because I think I'm playing more like a pro player than junior. Like the small stuff matters now, like being in the right place, stick on ice and stuff like that. It's just not points. And that's what I'm hoping and looking forward to see that kind of appreciate stuff that you do, those small things too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
I definitely understand that. Like, and I'm sure the playoff run that you guys went on last year will definitely prepare you for that next step too.
Yeah, for sure.
You got anything else for him?
No.
No, that's all I really got for you, I think. But I mean, thanks for
Yeah.
hopping
Thanks,
on with
Ras.
us, and
Yeah, for sure.
great talking to you. And
Good luck this season. We'll be following you closely.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
yeah, and
You
the
bet.
the Chiefs fans will always you'll always be one of the fan favorites. So
Yeah,
we really
yeah,
appreciate you hopping on with us, man.
yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Good luck
Again,
this
have
year.
a good rest of summer.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. How's it going, boys? How we doing today?
Doing all right.
Living the dream, eh?
Yeah, just another day closer to the season, and
Mm-hmm.
um,
Preseason starts tomorrow
I know
or
you, and I
today,
know you guys
whenever
don't watch
people listen
football,
to
but at
this.
least that took off, so that's keeping me busy right now. But
Yeah. I personally could not care less, but
that's
uh,
fine.
it's
It's
you do
fine by
you,
me.
man. Whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
Uh, so we're a day away from the start of the preseason. The Chiefs have their first game tomorrow, the 5th, against Seattle over at Everett for their preseason tournament. They released the preseason rosters today. We watched training camp all last weekend. What did you guys think from what you saw from I mean just kind of the team in general?
It looked like the emphasis to me was get the puck up the ice as fast as you can.
Yeah, I thought so too. I noticed that a lot. Speed for sure. A lot of new faces this year, obviously with the ruling
Yeah.
changes and everything. You get a lot of these players that probably wouldn't have shown up if that hadn't happened. And some of those guys are actually still on the roster going into the preseason. So a little bit interesting to see how the roster is going to all shake up for the regular season and kind of see where they go with. I mean, we have looking at this now, we have 11 skaters born in 2006.
Wow.
So 11, 19-year-olds on this team right now, for the preseason anyway. Pretty crazy. I mean, not so much the youngest team in the league anymore.
No.
I mean, that's a pretty big jump from where we were last year. We've only got one 20-year-old still with Oremba. I still think that something will happen with that. They'll have to at least add one at some point this season. But pretty cool seeing, a little bit more, um, I don't know, experience, I guess,
Hmm.
and maturity, hopefully, with the older players that are coming in too. But TC, what did you notice the days you went to camp?
Um, Pretty much the same things you guys noticed. Lots of emphasis on speed, outlet passes. Uh,
Yeah.
was really impressed with the goaltending, both from what we saw from Viard,
Hmm.
and especially Essler. Dude was
Yeah.
playing out of his mind. So maybe our takes about him not being ready to have the keys handed to him aren't necessarily true, but it is camp hockey. So, and goaltending is such a weird position. Like of all the four major sports, and and even if you want to get into like soccer and stuff, like the hockey goaltender is the most non-linear developmental position probably in all of sports. So
Yeah.
can be kind of hard to get a read on it, and it's not a position I ever played, so I'm not an expert. I just puck doesn't go in or puck goes in.
Essentially, yeah.
That's kind of my take. But they looked really good, especially Essler, like I said.
Yeah, Essler was
Um,
dialed.
yeah, just excited to see what these guys have because we have a lot of talent that's in NHL camps, so we're gonna need these guys to carry the load for at least the first few weeks of the season until
Mhm.
um, the likes of Catton and Weinstein, guys like that, hopefully return after camp
I don't
or
know if Weinstein. I think Weinstein might be staying in Colorado.
think so.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, he's not on the preseason roster. Obviously, didn't go to camp. 20-year-old is eligible to play full time in the AHL. So
oh yeah.
based off a lot of the things that I've seen online, it sounds like that he's going to at least start the year in Colorado with the Eagles.
Hmm.
And I mean, who knows what'll happen there? But for right now, at least, it looks like his time as a Chief is over.
Okay.
So, but looking at the preseason roster, touching on what you were talking about with the NHL guys, I mean, all of our guys are on that preseason roster, which I think is a little bit interesting, including Catton, which I don't know if they
Hmm.
just have him on there because or what, but they have Catton, Owen Martin, Nathan Mays, Will McIsaac, they're all on the preseason roster. So I curious to see where that's going to end up. And then we also have a third goaltender that Alexander Watrin is still with the team as well for preseason. So yeah, I wasn't really sure what that meant when I saw that those guys were still on the roster for preseason, but I don't know when all NHL camps start. I know the rookie camps are coming up here pretty soon. I'm sure they'll all go up to that, or at least Catton and Owen Martin will for sure. But yeah, no, look pretty interesting there.
Yeah, I think Catton, as far as I know, or at least the Kraken guys, they're all the rookies. They're all together at the
Hmm.
moment. They were at the UW game on Saturday. They've been going to Mariners games. They've been
Yeah,
doing all kinds of things in the Seattle area. So they're all there doing whatever. Maybe that's the Kraken's beginning of their rookie development camp.
yeah, it could be.
Just I know that the Blackhawks do something similar to where uh, shortly after the draft they have a development camp and they don't get on the ice at all. They
Right.
just like have them do random things across town and get to know each other. So that could be what they're doing. Um, I'm kind of a little bit admittedly off on the NHL calendar, so I don't
Me
even
too.
know
Yeah, I don't know
when
what's
all
going
that's
on with all
supposed to
that either.
start.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I've been kind of focusing all my hockey attention on WHL and stuff. Like, I've had the last couple of days, Saskatoon's been playing all their preseason games on their YouTube channel. So I've been watching a bunch of Saskatoon Blades hockey on YouTube and stuff. I haven't really been following too much of the NHL stuff either. So I mean, if my memory serves me right, it's like, middle of October is when like things really get going with the NHL. And then,
Okay, so rookie camp is right now. So
right.
teams actively have rookie camp, and then actual training camp will start in mid to late September, with the preseason happening around that time frame, and then the regular season starts on the 7th of October.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Makes sense. But yeah, like I said, kind of interesting seeing that those guys are still on the preseason roster. I'm not sure the reasoning for that, but it's going to be interesting to see the lineup that they put out tomorrow for their first game against the T-Birds. Um, were there any guys like, in camp that you guys noticed, like rookies, guys that weren't on the team last year, or I mean, even guys that were on the team last year that you feel like took a big step up? Because I noticed quite a few. Dad, did you notice anybody
That did what? Sorry.
that really kind of stood out to you, like rookies or like guys
At
from last
camp?
year that, yeah.
No,
Okay.
not that I can remember. I have memory issues, so I can't remember.
That's fair. That's fair. I can't fault you there.
I didn't even take any pucks to the
um,
head either.
That's true.
there
Bastard.
was one guy in particular that I've noticed for a couple of years now, and he actually broke camp with the team. Caden Zasada.
Zasada. Yeah.
Um, oh,
Yeah, I
my
noticed
bandwidth
him
is a
as
little
well.
low.
That's all
Okay,
right.
so
You're
sorry,
good.
there was a little bit of a delay. Yeah, so I noticed him. He looked pretty good, rangy. I think he's a
Hmm.
forward.
Yeah, he
Um,
is.
so cool for him because he's been in camp the last 2 seasons, I believe. His name stood out to me. I need to pull up the camp roster.
Caden
This is bad
Zasada.
podcasting.
Caden Zasada was one of the guys that we signed like a week before camp.
Oh, is he?
He's a 16-year-old, yeah.
Mm.
There were a
Well, if
few
he's
that
only,
that really stood out to me, and he was one of them too,
yeah,
for sure. One that I really noticed, like especially the first two days of camp, that I hadn't seen a lot of people talk about really, but that really stuck to me was Tristan Buckley. He was a forward. I think he's 18, 17 or 18. He was the guy that had the green helmet and green like forest green hockey pants and everything.
yeah,
He really stood out to me. Hadn't really seen anybody else talk about him on online or in groups or anything, but he made the preseason roster. So I'm really curious to see like where things go with him too. I mean, we have a lot of forwards on this roster right now, you guys. It's pretty crazy. But Tristan
yeah,
Buckley, Caden Zasada was one. Caslo Ferner. He's another 18 or a 19-year-old that was a guy that was playing. I think he was playing in the USHL last year, and the Chiefs ended up pulling him into their camp, and he's on the preseason roster as well. So that's good. Gavin Burkar is another
yep,
one of those
Yeah.
guys that we traded for toward the end of like in the middle of the playoffs. Actually, we traded for his rights, and then we signed him afterwards. And he looked great in camp. I really liked his energy. He seems like to be a little bit more of a physical. I don't know if we want to say necessarily a power forward, but kind of a physical two-way forward. Um, and then Elias Poole, the German forward, I thought he had a great camp. I thought
mhm,
he looked great, especially in the red white game. He really stood out to me in there. Defensively, really liked Riker Doka, the guy that we drafted this past year.
Mhm.
I think he was our second round pick in this past draft. Smaller guy, but man, he moves the puck quick up the ice, and he's a really speedy skater. And I'm happy to see that he's still on the preseason roster as well. Obviously, he's a 15, so he can only play 10 games, I think, in the regular season. But I'm curious to see kind of how he adapts to the WHL level with speed and strength and size and everything too. But Bryson Roberts was another defenseman that the Chiefs took last year in the draft and signed a couple of months ago. He looked really good in camp. I'm curious to see if he's going to crack the regular season roster. And then Adam Boder is another interesting one, the guy that we drafted a few years ago who was going to go to the NCAA route. And with the ruling change, he came back to camp this year, and it looks like he's on the preseason roster. So if we're talking, rookies, those are the guys that really stood out to me. Veterans, I think Brett Sather's going to take a huge step up on the back end this year. I thought he had a good camp. I think he can, and that's something that I talked about last year too, was he's a guy that I think could, run the power play at the blue line going forward and stuff. And his puck handling and everything.
We felt that way last year that he could.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that's going to be good. Owen Shetler looked good too. I think he's another guy that's going to be doing that kind of stuff on the power play. And yeah, I mean, we were talking about goaltending. Viard looked great. Obviously, it's a little bit of an adjustment coming to play on the smaller playing surface from it's not 200 by 100 like it is in Europe and everything. I think it's 200 by 85 is the dimensions for the rinks over here. So a little bit to get used to, I'm sure, and I'm sure he'll settle in just fine. But like you said, Carter Essler really stood out to me in camp, and I'm really looking forward to seeing his progress this year too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dane Pyatt, I'm excited for him too because he had that really unfortunate injury last year. So excited to see what he can do since his season got cut so short pretty much immediately.
Scored his first career goal in the first game of the year and then it broke his leg next period.
Yeah, it's an all-time bad beat. So
no kidding.
Hopefully, and he looked good in camp too. Yeah, I didn't really have. It's so hard to get major takeaways from camp like this. Like, I wish we'd have more preseason games locally because it's so hard to get a good read because all the preseason games are always out west. So, and that's okay. I expect this team to be good. It's a bit of a reloading year.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of question marks as far as who we will get back from the NHL and who we won't. So first month or so, probably wait and see. But
here's another guy that I really would like to talk about that I think is a kind of an interesting story and a guy that's on the preseason roster as well, probably going to be on the team just based off of his experience in the league. Ethan Hughes, his center, he was an 06, and so I looked him up and it saw that he played the last 2 or 3 seasons with Moose Jaw in the WHL and was selected by Penticton in the expansion draft. And apparently Penticton must have just released him, and the Chiefs kind of pulled him in and said, "Hey, come to our camp and see what's up." And I thought he looked great in camp. He had a couple of pretty nice goals actually in the red-white game, I thought. And he's another guy that I think is going to be kind of a depth piece, that guy that has a lot of experience in the league, that see what he can bring to the Chiefs this year. I think it's going to be kind of interesting to see how that all plays out. Mathis Preston also I thought looked great in camp. I mean, we know how good he is, and he had a great turnout at the Hlinka Gretzky tournament, but he's just, I think he's ready. He's ready to take that next step. And I'm going to say it right now, boys, bold prediction this year, Mathis Preston scores 40.
Nice. I like it.
I'll one up you. MVP of the league.
Oh, I like it.
I'm calling my shot.
I like it.
I'm calling my shot.
All right. So is this the time where we do our bold predictions?
I guess we just kind of segued into it organically.
I think we should do bold predictions here real quick before we get into the preseason schedule and all other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think saying that Mathis could be the MVP of the league is too far-fetched, considering he's already projected to be a top 5 pick top 5, top 10. We already know what he's capable of. Get him a reliable line mate. Hopefully Catton comes back. They can play together. That would be fucking insane.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's necessarily a bold prediction, but I'll call my shot that I think he could be MVP
I
of the
like it.
regular season.
I like it. I like it. Cappy, do you have any bold predictions for me?
We finished at least second in the league, or if not third, at least third, if not second. I'm going to go with team wise.
Okay.
I think we're going to be similar to where we were last year going into the playoffs and going a couple rounds in.
I agree. I think that especially
if everything stays static, that is, with the team and the coaching things and all that stuff too.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. The coaching that we have, they're going to help these guys.
Yes.
And having the guys that were on the team last year, being the second youngest team in the league last year, and going on the run that we did, that experience is going to pay off in dividends for all those guys too. So I'm really looking forward to just seeing how they play in the preseason. Obviously, that's not necessarily a telltale sign of how the regular season is going to go, but it will give us an idea at least, and who's really going to kind of stand out and take a step forward. I'm going to go ahead and throw in another bold prediction here, and I'm going to say Owen Martin gets 35 goals this season.
Nice. I like it.
I'm going to say, I'm trying to think of another one. I had another one in my head a couple days ago that I wanted to say, but I can't remember what it was now.
Do you think we'll make another big splash trade, similar to how we did last year at the deadline?
Well, I can see it happening, but I think we're going to have to give up more than one body to get one body at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think you know what I mean? We're going to have to give up. We have so many people on the team, on the roster, we're going to have to put together a package of some sort.
Yeah, I think it's too early to kind of take a swing on that or take a guess on that, because obviously we don't know where we're going to be standings wise come trade deadline. So it's kind of tough, but I think with, the fact that Bardsley was willing to do that,
he's not afraid to do anything.
He's not afraid to do it. And he will do it. And look how it paid off for us. I mean, Crystal was a fucking gem for us. Yeah. So
if we don't make that trade, we don't even sniff the championship series.
No, not at all. No shot.
No.
What a great experience for everybody that's still on the roster from that too.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the experience is gonna pay off a ton, and a guy like Crystal that came in for I don't know 2 months and put up 30 some goals and was just a fucking monster.
And then him just being Mr. Clutch the entire playoffs until, Medicine Hat neutralized him pretty good, but man, all those goals against Victoria.
Yeah, dude was dynamite. And I think that was the fact that Bardsley was willing to make that trade, and he's a guy that has so much experience in the league with cam loops and everything. He knows what it takes to make these long playoff runs. He's not afraid to make those moves. We gave up a lot of draft picks and a key player in Papanicus too, but it paid off for both teams. The Chiefs, that was the best Chiefs team since 2008, without a doubt. And so I'm hoping that, with all the pieces kind of come together again this year, like they did last year, then I could see them definitely making a trade like that come deadline time.
I think the experience up and down the roster, from coaching staff to players and stuff too. I feel like we talked about it a little bit last year too, and I remember talking to Dan Holden about it too. Winning breeds winning.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and we've talked about, as much as we all hate Portland here, we've talked about having to sort of replicate their model of how Portland never goes away. They have their down years, but even when they're down, they're not really down. Like the Chiefs
last year was a down year for Portland, and they made the Western Final.
Yeah, right. Like the Chiefs have highs and they have lows. We don't really tend to find ourselves too much in the middle, at least not in recent history.
No.
So it's getting to a point where the franchise stays consistent, and even if they're not going to be a top echelon team, they're still finishing 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. And even
Right.
7th is a little bit liberal for this league because you could have a huge gap between 6 and 7. I have a lot of apprehension though about a couple things in that, and this kind of circles back to the winning side of things, in that
Mhm.
we're going to have guys gone for quite a while in the beginning of the season. We're going to have at least a handful of guys at World Juniors, thinking Catton, Mathis,
I think Preston
Yard,
could crack the
Poole.
roster for sure.
Yeah, like those guys are going to go to World Juniors. They're going to be gone for 3-4 weeks. That's losing a lot of production in the early first
Yeah.
beginning of the season between both NHL camps and World Juniors, and that's something that teams that are good go through every year, and they always find a way to persevere. It's something we're not used to, and I need to see it.
Yeah.
Because with Canada last year, Catton was gone, but Canada was a huge disappointment, and I mean, Catton was back like a week before the tournament was over.
Mm-hmm.
So just assuming that either Team USA or Team Canada goes all the way, because I think it's safe to say that Brody's going to make Team USA. He was.
I could see
Is
it,
he
dude.
is he old enough? I mean,
Yeah.
he was on the Hlinka Gretzky team, so
I think he could make it, or at least get an
he'll be on
invite.
Team USA more than likely. Yeah, so he'll at least go to the camp and be gone for a little bit. So, that's where my concerns lie. Is I'm a little bit worried about when we lose that production of the team kind of going down a little bit,
Yeah.
and that could affect our chances at being a top seed, maybe. But we don't need to get ahead of ourselves too far there. That's kind of my big apprehension, is those 2 gaps of time from the beginning of the season to when the NHL starts, and then around Christmas or the holidays.
Yeah.
A little bit worried about that. We also have a really early Eastern swing again. Who's going to be back for that? I don't know.
Right.
There's a lot of questions like that don't really aren't on the ice questions, because I think when the team is together, they're going to be really good.
Oh, for sure.
I just worry that there's going to be enough times where they're going to be broken apart, where they might have a lull, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I'm worried
I don't
about
know.
expectations being a little high because I feel like we overachieved last year a little bit, and
Yeah,
everybody's
too.
going to expect us to be like that again. I think it could be in the end, it could be a similar record, but I think it's going to be a different route to get there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, I don't really know what to expect. I mean, I feel like I said this last year, going into last season too. Obviously, I figured that we'd be better than we were the year prior, but
Right.
this
Well, there was
year,
nowhere to go but up after that year.
yeah, well, yeah. But this year, I really, I don't want to say I have like high hopes, but like, I mean, I kind of do. And I don't know if that, like you said, I don't know if that's because we, were so good last year and went on the run that we did, or if it's just like seeing how they all kind of gelled together and how many of those guys we do have coming back. I mean, yeah, we lost a lot of scoring for sure with
Yes.
Van Olm and Crystal and Crampton even. I mean, he put up, well, so many assists on the blue line. And so losing those guys, but we still have so many guys coming back that were, 20 goal scorers, if not more. I mean, Chase Harrington, Owen Martin, um, shit, who else am I think? Preston, Smith Redmond's coming back. Sarkinov is another guy that is going to be coming back. He's also with Colorado right now at their rookie camp. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but
I did not.
I did. Yeah.
Ozzie McIntyre, I think he looked good in training camp. He's gonna have a nice rookie season, I'd say. And who knows how some of these other guys are gonna come in and adjust to the WHL level, and regardless of their age. But I don't know. I think it's pretty much a wild card, and I think it's kind of going to be that way around the entire league. I don't really think any teams really are going to be able to kind of, I don't know, guess where they're going to end up at this point yet, because so much has changed around the CHL
Yes.
With all the ruling changes and all these players. So
That's actually something I wanted to talk about. And Chad brought up expectations. If we look at this team, the Chiefs, from a 10,000-foot view, and let's just for this thought experiment, let's assume Catton comes back from the Kraken in like, I don't know, mid-October.
yeah.
Um, you've got a top 10 pick in Catton on your roster. You've got a future top 10 pick in Preston on your roster. You've got a goalie who was pro in Germany and a goalie who we think is going to be incredible once he puts it all together. You've got returning production from the defense side of things. You've got some good forwards. If you look at Mathis specifically, and I've brought this up with you, and I think I've said it on here before that we as Chiefs fans need to be comfortable with the fact that this is probably our last year with him.
Yeah.
Because there will be a college that will poach him.
Oh yeah.
I have no doubt in my mind that after he gets drafted, and probably even before then, he'll commit to something. He'll be gone. All that being said, is it hard, and also with the Memorial Cup being in Kelowna, which is only about 4.5 hours from here, how can you not look at this team and after the year they had last year and think that it's championship or bust? And I know that's really heavy, but
Not wrong though. It makes sense.
This feels like it's the chance because Catton's going to be gone after this year. Preston will all but more than likely be gone. That's 2 top 10 picks off of your roster gone, right?
Right.
If they are in that position, you can assume they'll probably make a big splash trade like they did last year.
Yeah.
Maybe not a guy as as good as Crystal, but somewhere in that range. And you also have to assume that there's going to be a couple guys that take steps forward and are better than we thought, or are on that trajectory that we saw last year. So that's, if we want to call that a bold prediction. I'm not going to say that they need to win the championship this year, but it really does feel like this after getting to almost the top of the mountain last season and coming up short in 5 games to Medicine Hat, who was a fucking wagon and got gutted by the NCAA.
Yeah.
This year. And because what is the outlook for 2026, 2027 if we don't?
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. And right now, while you were talking about that, I just looked up our full roster from last season, and looking at it now, most of these guys are back on this roster, and I think it's going to be the thing that will concern me, I think, is how these new guys, 18, 19-year-old guys that are going to come in and play one season for us, how they're going to fit into the team. Because we still have so many guys that we had last year and a lot of good talent, a lot of good offensive talent. And I think our defensive core is better this year already than it was last year. And that's with losing Weinstein. But I think the biggest thing for me is how are these guys going to fit in? The Zasada, Burkar, Ferner.
Concern? Do you think
What's
there's
that?
a culture? Do you think there's a culture concern, like with the turnover in the WHL or in the CHL as a whole now? Do you think that coaching staffs are going to have a harder time establishing cultures?
I don't know, but I could see that being somewhat of an issue. But I think once the season gets going and they kind of they start to mesh together, it's going to be, there'll be some sort of a culture there for sure. Yeah. I think the biggest issue is going to be how quickly that can happen. But I think going on this Eastern trip early is huge for that.
Right.
That we did that last year too. We went on in the second week of the season and look what we did. So
yeah,
doing that again in pretty much the same exact time frame as we did last season, I think is going to be very beneficial to that too. I think it's going to be honestly, I think the biggest thing is going to be those guys coming in to that were in, BCHL or whatever, coming in and doing all that long traveling that I mean, obviously they did a little bit of it in their junior A leagues or whatever, but it's like doing all those long hours on the bus, seeing how they can kind of adapt to that and how that all plays out. That's going to be a big factor, I think. But nonetheless, like I said, we have so many guys returning from last year, and I think a lot of those guys are going to take huge steps up this year. Harrington's draft year, I think he's going to put up a lot of good numbers this year. I think Brody Gillespie is going to have kind of a breakout year. I could see. So I'm really just curious to see how those new guys are going to fit in. In all honesty, I'm not too concerned about, I don't know, the overall performance. And again, I think it's
Yeah.
still a little bit too early to kind of really be concerned about that. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of a wait and see period. But and while you were talking about Mathis Preston too and the NCAA stuff, yeah, schools are for sure going to be going after him and everything. But you also got to think about it from a point of like, do they want to go to college right now too?
Yeah, yeah, that is true. I mean, you never know what's going on in their head. The thing is though, is that your concerns about having to go take Calculus 1 can be really quickly alleviated with an NIL bag thrown in your face.
True.
And if a school wants you, if they think that, let's just say, I don't know, what's a program? BU,
Michigan.
Boston. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, Michigan. Let's say Michigan. Michigan looks at Preston and says he's our missing piece to win a championship,
Yeah.
and they throw $1 million his way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
all,
That's very true.
all of a
You're right.
sudden, all of a sudden, having to go sit in calculus and biology doesn't sound too bad when you're playing hockey and making a cool $1 million on the side, and you're going to be likely in the NHL not too far after that. So it's not like they're going to be in school too long, maybe a year or two, if that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the only person who could answer that question would be him. And even if we got him on here, that's not a question I feel comfortable asking, just because
No.
that would be really ridiculous of
Yeah, that'd be a really strange question to ask.
from what I saw from the CHL to NCAA portal over the last year. If he gets drafted in the top 10, their schools are going to come after him.
No
Oh
doubt.
yeah.
Whether or not he decides to leave, that's up to him. But
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
It's
I
hard
really
to
don't.
say, but I mean, currently constructed, and I think to myself, well, damn. I mean, they got within 3 wins of it last year,
Yeah.
and I mean, again, it can only go up, and the only thing to do from going up would be to win the whole damn thing, and then take your stab at the Memorial Cup relatively locally.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah. So
I don't know. It's hard to say. I just that's kind of a thing I was thinking about.
It makes sense. Another thing, could kind of go along with that same topic. Are we going to see any players that left the CHL to go to NCAA, leave NCAA to come back?
Wouldn't surprise me if we do. It'll be lesser named players,
Yeah.
obviously.
Is there anything about their CHL player development contracts that get voided when they leave?
That I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I have no idea because it might not be a two-way street.
Boiler
Yeah.
might know the answer to that.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah.
that could be a good question for him.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know because like for them to come back, that would have to imply that they got there and maybe they were sold a bill of goods, or they got cut, or they didn't get ice time that they, I don't know. That's
Yeah, I mean this year's kind of the first full year where we're gonna
We're
see.
going to learn a lot.
Yeah, I think a lot of different things are gonna happen, and you never know. And I was just the reason I asked was because I've been reading a lot of posts on WHL Talk the last few days asking like who's the first player that's gonna come back after jumping ship or whatever. And a lot of people were throwing up names like Ryder Ritchie and stuff, and reasoning behind why they're saying that. I don't even know if that's something that is possible. I mean, we've seen players come to the WHL from the NCAA before, even before all of this NIL stuff. But
yeah.
they hadn't played in the CHL previously, so that I don't know if there's anything differently with their contracts or what. But yeah, that's going to be something that, like you said, Dad, we're going to learn a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'll
I don't know.
definitely be a big story when a guy comes back.
100%.
If that can happen, that'll probably get a lot of coverage. I'm sure that'll be talked about even on like big hockey media, because
Mhm.
it is a talking point. You know, between like the biggest podcasts such as Spit and Chicklets, or even going upwards from like big hockey media, TSN, ESPN's coverage, stuff like that, where like they talk about it all the time. I mean, hell, uh, Gavin McKenna did his commitment on ESPN from his bedroom, looking stoned out of his mind.
Yeah, no shit.
And it was so funny how he's just like in his bedroom by himself, like puts a Penn State hat on.
Right, I know.
And and meanwhile, like football and basketball commitments, these kids are having like whole ass parties with
Right.
like all of their friends and family, and McKenna's just in his room stoned and like anyway.
Yeah.
Uh
I do remember watching that. That was hilarious.
I don't know if he was high, but he definitely looked like it.
Yeah, he did for
Yeah.
sure. Well, boys, preseason starts tomorrow. We got a handful of preseason games. I feel like it's a bit of a shorter preseason this year too.
Seems like it. Although it's actually quite a ways still until our first preseason game, other than tomorrow.
Yeah, our home one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got tomorrow against Seattle at 2 p.m. and then
Who just
Saturday.
got boat raced by Everett.
Yes, I did.
Did you? Yeah, I was gonna ask you. Did you guys see that score? That was brutal.
8-0.
That's
Ooh,
Yes.
brutal. I think they
Tough.
lost again the next day too.
Did they?
tough.
Yeah, but
Safe to say Everett's going to be a powerhouse, possibly.
I'm Landon DuPont.
Yeah.
That's another guy to watch out for, NCAA.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's still very young.
But so yeah, tomorrow 2 p.m. against the T-Birds, Saturday 2 p.m. against Portland, in Everett for their preseason tournament, and then our get a couple of days, and then our home preseason game on Thursday at 4 p.m.
I wonder if the
against
Portland game will
Portland.
be on the radio again. The Portland always has their preseason games on their radio coverage.
Yeah, they do. So if that is, I will be listening to that while I'm at work on Saturday. And then wrap up the preseason that same weekend, next weekend in Tri-Cities, as they take on Seattle again on Friday the 12th at 3:30, and then Tri-City on Saturday at 6 p.m. So, and then, a couple days, 6 days after, it's got the start of the regular season up in Kelowna on the 19th. So
The Memorial Cup hosts.
we're right around the corner, boys. We got a little over 2 weeks to go until the real fun starts.
Kelowna won't have Adam Foote behind the bench anymore.
Yeah, he's with the Canucks now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, boys, it's destiny. Starting the season in Kelowna,
Ending it in Kelowna.
ending the season in Kelowna.
I like the
Bookends.
way you think.
Telling ya.
The way you think.
I'm also saying that selfishly because I think I'm going to try to go to the Memorial Cup. But
Dude,
I
right
mean,
there with you.
yeah, like we got screwed out of it, so might as
Yeah.
well take the 4.5 hour jump up there.
100%.
It's
That's
like
not that long.
No, it's like the day after my wife's birthday too, which is cool.
Yeah. Hell yeah,
Happy
bro.
birthday.
Well,
Happy
in
birthday.
May, in
Let's
May,
go.
yeah.
Happy
the house
birthday.
to
Let's go to
yourself.
Kelowna. Yeah.
She's a big Chiefs fan too, man.
But yeah, boys, we'll kind of get a little bit of a recap going here after preseason, and then we'll get going weekly again.
Sounds good.
All right, boys.
Maybe we can get a guest or two on.
Oh, I'm
Also,
sure we can make
Victory
that
Plus
happen.
sponsor us. I will shill for you all season.
Absolutely.
I
As long
will-
as your broadcasts don't suck.
I will do ad reads. I will do whatever I have to do.
Yeah, I need to look into getting sponsors. I've been meaning to kind of look that up the last couple of days too, and I keep forgetting, but
Yeah.
we'll figure something out.
Do that tomorrow, would you?
Exactly. I will. Plenty of time. All right, boys. Till
All right,
next
later.
time. Go Chiefs.